What did I tell y'all, Vortex? Can't spell good without God. Yes, we're going to play. Right now we're listening to Brubeck, though. I feel closer to God through music. Even if that music was composed by Freemasons. We can still appreciate it because we understand it. It's like we understand that these people are not idols. Like, I've definitely idealized people, but I don't idolize them. Like, I don't worship them. I don't think of them as, like, holier than thou. If I saw any one of my personal heroes at a coffee shop or an airport or my workplace, anywhere really, if I just randomly saw somebody that I was like a huge fan of, like, I wouldn't wig out or anything. I wouldn't even know if I would, like, approach them and tell them how much they mean to me, because I would just assume that they would not give a fuck. I mean, like, I've waited around for multiple musicians that I've been a huge fan of, and neither one of them came out and talked to me. And one of them I took very personally, the other one I didn't. Well, actually, no, I took both of them personally. But one of them I was way more heartbroken about it. But that's just because I'm a crazy person. I kind of have this, like, real outlandish fantasy life. And it used to be, like, a huge aspect of my day-to-day, you know, like, oftentimes I would be way more in my head in Fantasyland than anywhere else, which is why, like, I know I keep harping on this, but it's like why I knew that social media was a bad idea, you know? And when people have a phone that has constant access to social media, that's really, really, really bad. Because it's like enabling people to just live in this fantasy life. You know, like, for me, I've always known that, you know, that stuff was a fantasy. And when I got a little delusional and I thought, hey, maybe there's a possibility that this fantasy could become reality, that put me in a state of psychosis, you know? And I'm aware of that. I've always been very, very aware of things. So as crazy as I might seem to people, I know exactly what I'm experiencing, and I know why it's crazy. I know why I'm, like, not in conjunction with reality or whatever. Like, I get it. Like, for me to have outrageous expectations of a band that I'm obsessed with and think that they're gonna talk to me and they're gonna be moved by my undying support for them, you know, like, it's just so silly. It's silly to think that anybody in this world gives a fuck about you. But especially some musician. And I think that in our wildest dreams, we'd hope that the people that are important to us, we could have some sort of impact on, you know? And I don't think that that's a crazy dream to have. But I think it's crazy to think that it's even remotely possible. You know, it's not realistic. But I've noticed that with famous people. And it's like, even like internet people, I mean, it's just like, there's a certain level of just like delusion of just, you know, fame in general. Like, those people think that they're more important because like they're well known or something. And it's like, I don't get that. It bothers me to have people watch my channel and they assume certain things about me and they don't even know me, or they don't even know my intentions behind something, and they just assume, you know, and that's me being a vlogger, letting it all hang out. Like, I'm literally telling you exactly what I'm doing and, you know, putting it all out there on the table, and people still get it wrong. But it's like with social media in general, specifically with social networks and, you know, Facebook and Instagram and Twitter and Telegram and Gab and I don't really think Pinterest does it. I was calling it pin interest for the longest time, but Pinterest is like a completely different kind of site. But, you know, it's like so many people they do stuff, and I really don't know what their intentions are. You know, I don't want to just assume that I know why a person posts the way that they post. You know, that's not fair for me to ever assume that I know anything about anybody. Which is why it's wrong to judge people, because you have no idea like what a person's thinking when they do something, or if they're even thinking anything at all, you know? But anyway, what was I saying? I don't know, something about fame. But yeah, it's just ridiculous. Like, fame is it's such a joke. It's such a lie. It's so deceiving. You know, you think that, oh, just because somebody has talent or whatever, that means that they're like above you. It's like this level of social hierarchy that I just don't understand. But no, I was talking about idolization versus idealization. Idealization is when you romanticize somebody. You might put them up on a pedestal, you know? And what happens when you idealize somebody and they don't live up to their potential, the potential that you've given them, rather, what happens is you devalue them. And so you put them way up here and then you take them down way below, like, you know, a human level. You know, like if they disappoint you, it's like, oh no, well, they're scum of the earth now. They don't deserve me to listen to their music. They don't deserve me to give a fuck about them. I hope they die. You know, I hope they overdose. I hope dudes that's been clean for 15 years goes back to fucking heroin. You know, it's like, it's so stupid. It was stupid to put him up in that pedestal to begin with. But what was I saying? Yeah, by the way, I don't pay any attention to like how I'm holding the camera, in case you're wondering like why the camera work is so bad. It's because I'm not paying any attention to it. I'm just yakking. In case you can't tell, like, I really don't give a fuck about, you know, my image. Because people that give a fuck about their image are fucking lame. And they're vain. It's pure vanity, baby. It's pure vanity. I don't want you on my channel if you're vain.